Hmm?
The disconnect?
The way everybody,
I'm just gonna have it so it shows a little bit of you. Is that all right?
the fact that we don't sit at the table anymore. We don't look after each other anymore. We don't say to each other hi on the street. You know, all these things. It's a breakdown of the family and looking out for each other. We have to look out for each other because we haven't, and because we haven't, we don't look after our government. Because we haven't looked after our government, a lot of the things that are happening are our fault. They're our fault. It's not a hard thing. It's about the old times. It's about knowing what is right, knowing what you stand for, knowing that the fact that we're a country that believes in things, and we believe in our pledge of allegiance. We believe in those things. There's people who fought and died for those things. None of us during that time agreed on it all, but we fought together. No matter what situation in America, we fought together on it. It didn't have to be right or wrong. It just had to be what we needed to do. And our government doesn't do what they need to do. They're too busy fighting with each other instead of dealing with our fact. The fact is, they need to work together. They need to help each other because nobody has the answers. They're too busy pointing fingers. You, this, that, fuck all that. It's a real basic thing.
Well, how's Gilroy for you?
Gilroy's not the Gilroy I used to be. It used to be.
And how are the cops and how are the people and how's the judgment?
The judgment?
Is it suffering? Is it peace?
There's no peace. People think there's peace here in this town. They think that they're talking to... well, we all believe in this, okay? We have a justice system. We do, okay? I believe in it. I'm not knocking it. But there are individuals. People are individuals. So I take my hat off to anybody who's a police officer because there's danger there. There's real risk there, and so I don't blame them for.
You understand why some of them are the way they are?
Yes, I understand that, and I feel for their families because it's a tough deal, man. I mean, you're wearing a gun and you got to go out there and you don't know what to expect. You don't know if you're coming home or not. But with that being said, there's also those who don't like us. And that's fine. But, we all have to live together. We all have to think about our country. We're not thinking about our country. What everybody's worried about is I got to get mine. I got to get mine. Shit.
No sharing?
No sharing.
Only owning?
Yep, just taking.
Control?
Taking.
Possessive?
So there's a few people that are out here. It's an old school way. The old school is the best way. You look after each other no matter what. We all are in it together. We need to find a resolve in things and not point fingers and not push. Okay, look, let's put it this way. We got 2 people running for president. 2 people. And one took over because she's vice president because our president is not, he's not all that right now. Or will he ever be? I mean, age gets us all. But I mean, really? 2 people, one's a convict or convicted, I believe. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But convicted of some kind of stuff. I don't know. I stopped listening to it. It's a clown show.
But you even mentioned it going way back to the Rockefellers.
Yeah, it goes all the way back.
And
it goes
so
back
really
to the power of money.
Yep.
Everything that's happening is the power of money. The whole reason why we're going digital with currency or whatever, my opinion, is because they already knew ahead of time it was going to fall apart. It was made to do this. How else could it work? It can't work any other way unless everybody agrees. So they make it happen. And for sure, 22 million, trillion, or whatever it was, man, it doesn't really matter. I want to say this out in the open. Why not 23 and make $1 trillion for the homeless? You want to build up the economy? Why are you handing money out to everybody with,
every other country
and ourselves during the time of COVID when we were getting that UI money, I believe it was, okay, or whatever, everybody's getting money to build the economy. Well, if you're going to make $22 trillion, why not make 23? Use the 23rd trillion, the 1 trillion there for the homeless, buy material, companies will start working, you're spending money, you know where it's going, there's receipts, you don't have to worry about what happened to the money. Look what happened to everything, it's gone. They have 3/4 of the money. They don't know where it went. It's the biggest money-making scam in years. The homelessness. You got, my opinion, it's just mine, Compassion Center, which I went like 5 times, and I learned right away that there was no compassion there.
Wow.
None. And the 5th time I went, I asked for a yes or no question over toast.
What was your question?
Is there any more bread for toast? And the answer was, well, this isn't a restaurant, and if you wanted some toast, you should have got here earlier. And on and on. And I said, listen, lady, it's a yes or no question. I would have been happy with no, there isn't. That's fine. So your compassion doesn't work for me. That's not compassionate. No compassion at all. And besides that, every time I come here, it's the same fucking shit. The same water, coffee, and bagels, and croissants.
There could be a little more effort.
Well, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
We all know where everything else went.
For sure.
Everything else went out the back door. When you're homeless and you go to the armory, which I only went a few times because the 2 times I did go, I got sick. Everybody's sticking their spoon in the sugar and then licking it with their mouth and putting it back in the sugar isn't a good thing. But when you go there and you see everybody who's in charge of that place wearing the same tennis shoes as the same people at the Compassion Center and the same people who are involved with them and their family, it starts to make you wonder, where did those shoes come from? Where did those pants come from? Where did those gift cards come from? Where's everything going? Because we didn't get it. That's why I'm anti right now. The way I feel is there's nobody out there that wants to really help. There are people in the groups that want to help, but are naive and don't understand that these groups were already made and they're functioning the way they're doing, and you're going to have to step on toes to find out some real answers. And frankly, I'm wondering, I asked the question to somebody and I didn't get an answer. Are they still giving out, is the Compassion Center or those people, whoever they are, still getting donations from all these stores around here? Because if they are, nobody that's homeless is seeing any of it, because I still haven't seen it. I haven't seen
How
it.
do you get food?
I get my food, I recycle. I don't go to any
That's
of
a
those
good,
things.
efficient way, yeah.
I don't go to the Compassion Center. I don't go to the church. I don't do none of it. I don't do none of it because I'm not a number. I'm a person. And you're not going to make money off of me, okay? You're not making money off of me because all these Compassion Centers and all these groups that are coming up and all that money being spent on groups that don't know anything about homelessness, I find that kind of naive, stupid to think that people that don't know anything about homelessness have become homeless counselors or homeless advocates or homeless, they're doing all these things, but they have no clue about homelessness. They're people who have homes. So unless you get people who are homeless
They have to have
in the
experience,
city
yeah.
council, involved in the city, you're not going to know what's really happening. And frankly, this is just my opinion. City of Gilroy is the most corrupt city I've ever encountered in my life. And my father told me that.
You won't fucking tell.
My father told me that when I was a kid and told me something else about this town that I'm not going to share at this time. But it come to be true. And he's been here most of his life, and I've been here 64 years.
Wow.
And I know
Long time.
all these people.
Wow,
I went to
nice.
school with some of them. I played ball with some of them that are on the city council. I knew their fathers. I know what they're about. I know what's going on. How they live in one group of an area. How the streets in Gilroy aren't being paved, but over there by their homes they are. Okay, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't think I am. Because you know why? If you want to know something, ask the homeless. You want to know what's going on? Ask the homeless. You want a relationship of this town? Ask the homeless. Because we got the pulse on what's going on all over the place. You want to answer a question answered? Ask the homeless. People don't know this in this town, but there are people murdered all the time, and you don't hear about it in the paper.
Mm-hmm.
You don't hear about it in the news. You never hear about it because our people up here that came here, and they're great people that moved here, they don't want them to know Also, that lady, that crazy lady, that's threatening people with guns to shoot them. They came to my camp first.
Cynthia?
Yeah, I think that's her name.
Dogs?
They came to my camp. I encountered them. I was the
told me
first
about
person that encountered them. And all I did was ask them to please put their dogs on the leash because I have cats. Fuck you, you pussy, you cat owner. Fuck you. We'll shoot you. We'll kill you. I'm going to let my dogs attack you and your cats. When we come back, I said, look, here's the phone number. If I tried to talk to him. I made a complaint. The police told me this. If you don't know where they live, we can't do nothing for you. So since then, and it's been 4 years, I think, maybe less, that lady has impersonated a police officer, has pulled over people. I know where she lives now, and I'm gonna make a report. And why the police haven't gone to her house, because I'm sure they know where she lives, I don't know. But I'll tell you this, something's pretty fucked up when a woman that has her friend, that's an elderly woman walking her dog like always, behind Christmas Hill with her friend, and she calls the police because the same woman impersonating a cop and threatened to kill me, threatened to shoot her, kill her, and all that lady did was ask if she could keep an eye on her dogs because they're not on a leash and hers are, and she's coming around her. The lady threatened to kill her. She calls the police, and the police tell her, come in and make a report. On the same fucking day that I'm doing a fire break in a field, that they come out to check on me because somebody called in and said there's a guy in the field. On the same day, that woman got threatened with a gun, was going to get shot and killed, and if you don't believe me, that lady said, she'll go home and get that gun and show her. A grandma. And the police didn't come out. They told her, come in and make a fucking report. I tried that. I needed to know where they lived. They haven't done shit. We told the mayor. That's right, the mayor knew about this on one of her Saturday meetings. She was told. She said, oh, I better let, I forgot, the chief, I guess it is, or the captain know about this. Nothing was done. Nothing. So I guess I got to make a report again. And, you know, but nothing's happened. What the fuck's going on here? I don't know. But it's all wrong. It's all wrong.
Yeah, smoke weed?
No, I got this from Tata.
You want me to go to the store
Jarvis?
to get cigarettes?
Huh?
No, I forgot I don't have that.
You don't have it on
No, I forgot I bought that beer. Well, you know, it was hot. I owe Darren a little bit of money, but
Did there used to be a lot more places to stay? Fruit trees?
oh, this
Food?
place was loaded with prune trees. and-
Abundant?
oh yeah, this whole
Source?
place. Well, from
There's orchard out there by the creek.
yeah,
You
there
know
is.
where all those no homes are, so she was all cherry orchards. And,
Yeah.
Plum.
Yeah.
So you can stay out there and snatch some fruit?
Oh man,
Yeah,
but
oh,
you
lot.
can go in the alleys of this town and find fucking oranges, grapefruits,
Yeah.
lemons, all kinds of
That's what
fruit.
goes
There's
there,
fruit
yeah.
everywhere.
And you know
There's
what?
Hanging
there's
over
berries in the
yeah.
creeks.
Yeah.
There's wild berries on the side of the roads. There's hell, a lot of
Fish, all the lakes had fish in them.
yes. The water
Perfect.
ran until '75, nonstop, until the city.
Yeah, you catch fish right out there at Los Angeles Park.
yeah.
Wow.
Steelhead.
I lived there before the
Trout.
park was built.
Trout, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Catfish
trout.
in summer.
Steelhead used to go up that thing.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Wow.
Yeah, I lived there before the park was built. We lived on there. It was the last street, and then it was all. There was the FFA and such.
And what
But-
brought you to this point?
Homelessness.
Yeah. Well, as they label
Taking
it,
taking
the earth is the home.
unhoused, taking
Unhoused.
taking
That's a good
another
thing.
chance in a relationship, and wanting to get married, put it all in there, and then found out that the person I was with, which I don't know how that happened, was bipolar, and I didn't know it, and I didn't know it, and so I moved to Reno, Nevada, and everything was going great until she ran out of medicine, and that's when I found out she was bipolar, and day by day I saw a person that I knew disappear from me, totally just disappear. It wasn't the same person I knew. So she went back to her ex-husband, and I waited. She was supposed to come back because we were paying the rent together. She didn't come back, so I put my money in it, left me with $78, enough to buy a ticket after she went back to her ex to come home. I bought a train ticket and came back with $11. But by then, America was in a bunch of shit. So everybody in my family had somebody living with them. So I didn't have a choice. I just went to the street. And I didn't want to be a burden to anybody because they had enough on their plate. So I went to the street. So it's not everybody wants to be homeless, because if you were homeless, take a challenge. Try being homeless for 1 month. Okay? Somebody out there, like maybe the city council, and for 1 month, you don't know anything. You're thrown out there like I was. Didn't know anybody out there that was homeless, because everybody I knew, because I had a home, had a home. So take that, find out where you're going to eat, where you're going to sleep, where you're going to get your money,
Where are you going to take a shit?
where you're going to be
Yeah.
safe,
Piss or shit.
where are you going to
Yeah.
take a piss or a shit or even get cleaned up, and then tell me what you know about homelessness, and not have any idea. No phone. I had no phone when I started. I had nothing. $11. No phone. Excuse me. Hello? Yeah, they've been doing that. What I'm going to do, I'll take a gallon up and then I'll come back and get some more.
Can I get a cigarette, please?
I
That's
don't
all
have
right.
none.
I'll come back and get water after.
You left them at home.
Okay? Don't worry about it. It's all right. I'm busy right now, though.
Huh?
Your
Okay, bye.
cigarettes? Oh,
Tell me,
totally?
where's your cigarette?
Oh,
Find
is
one
that what
cigarette
you're
there.
saying?
What's your name? Jared?
Darren.
Darren? I'm Christian.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Christian
Nice to
Darren.
meet you.
I
And what's
take
your
it for
name,
granted.
miss? What's your name over there?
Lolita.
Lolita. I'm Christian.
What?
I don't think she wants a good name. But,
Well,
But yeah.
earlier she said people don't ask or try to get to know me, so I listened to her.
yeah. But she,
That's the only reason I
I
asked.
know. I kind of figured. It's just the politeness that we introduce each other. But don't take it personally.
Of course.
A lot of homeless are like this.
Well, there's also some voices.
But you know, you can talk and talk and talk. And, you know, I joined the homeless union, and that's all good. But 11 years ago, I thought of this, and I tried to pitch it out to people, but nobody got it. They didn't get it. So it didn't fly. I've been studying this for 11 years now. And what I've come up with is it's all about money. It's all about money. Everything's all about money.
Yeah.
Nobody cares about nobody else. But I gotta believe that there's still good people out there, because if I don't, it's gonna fuck me off.
Yeah.
It's
There
gonna
are
fuck
some
me
good
off.
people out there.
Well, it's also, I've come to find out, you know, if you don't
They're rare
pay,
though.
you don't have the money they have, they don't want you around.
No.
Get out of here. Get out of
Get out of here, you're
I
not
don't wanna
worth
see
anything.
you.
Let them pick you
But
up.
you
man.
know-
People still pick you up. You're good. If you're good people, so
Yeah.
Yeah.
they'll pick you up.
But you know, with that being said, it's like this. You know, we weren't born homeless. Okay? So the lady who complained about the RV is out of her mind.
About this one?
Yeah, because
Staying outside of Cynthia?
yeah,
Oh, the
or
triple?
out at the overflow.
Yeah.
You
I think that's fair.
know, that's like, come on, man.
And you're her people. She
Yeah,
stays
we're
close.
all had homes,
You have a tribe over
Yeah.
here, you know? You guys
and
have-
yeah, you're gonna see homeless together because you're not gonna hang out with us, right? They're not gonna hang out with us, just like anybody.
It's a separation.
Yes.
Because of their belief system.
Their system, and I believe that homelessness should be taught in school. We should be educated about it, because we're not homos. We're not, well, some are. We're not homeless, and we're not. You know, we're not
That is
homeless and
awesome.
bums. You know that I hadn't heard that term in such a long time, and it was like 10 years ago. With a friend of mine, Juan Mendoza, an older gentleman, and he'd been here all his life.
I know.
And that older gentleman taught me some things, you know. And so it's like, how can you say the things you say, believe that anybody would harm children, and be in an RV out in the open? It's just naive.
It's always what they always make excuses based on the
what
children.
it is people listen to people, and with that they voice their view without finding out what's going on. They're opening their mouth on hearsay, okay? And it's a shame that, you know, local governments and our national government have to go to a length of you see, I believe this. A town that's open, a city council that's open, would put on the front page, we want to hear what you have to say about our home, our town. because it's our town.
We
no.
the people, right?
Yeah.
That's what they say.
I have a long time ago I started the We the People an app thing, but anyway, to go to the lengths of having people come in, and it's my opinion again. Don't take it out on the homeless, but to have people come in and voice their opinion about things that aren't happening, to separate the town or separate the homeless from the people in town, and we're all one. We're all one.
Coexist.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
But people don't even see you because they're in the walls.
No, they don't see you.
They don't know you exist.
I worked at Home Depot for 17 months when I first got out here. I was homeless, and I was so afraid that what happens if I die out here? I freaked out, and so 17 months I didn't let them know I was homeless. I had to find a place to get cleaned up. I had to have a button-up shirt, had to be clean. I had to work around people and be clean. And I held that job for 17 months until I opened my mouth. And because I'm skilled in 2 trades, I'm a journeyman in 2 trades. So I thought, I followed we're a family, we want to hear about you. Well, that fucked me off.
Yeah, the
truth. When I went in and opened my mouth, because I've saved companies in the trades I worked in from being bankrupt, just following what I said. So I paid attention to my job, and I wanted to do the right thing, so I came up with a plan. And I pitched my plan to the manager, and what I got from that was, nobody asked for your opinion. We don't care what you know. My projections cover everything. And I said to the man, that's all good, man. You're coming from a college, and that's good. I agree with some of that, but projections are just what they are. They're projections. Unless you work on the floor, unless you are side by side with people, you are not going to know what's going on the floor. What I pitched to him would have used the machinery the way it's supposed to be used, not the way they're using it. It would have, they wouldn't have had to cut hours. Everybody would have kept their hours, and all the material on the floor would have been put away, and there wouldn't have been anything left there for the next shift to take, and so on, how it follows through, and nothing gets finished. But his projections were right. Well, he laid me off, I got fired, and then he got fired afterwards. It's crazy.
After that,
I applied for the position, the head position of the paint shop. I was overqualified for it. I knew primers, everything that goes with what, because both my trades involved in that. I knew what was hazmat, I knew everything. But they gave it to an 18-year-old kid because they didn't want to have to pay me the extra money for my knowledge. So they gave it to a kid that didn't know anything and kept telling me to apply. So I kept applying like an idiot when they already knew they had somebody else, which I felt was pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
So the story of it, the long story goes, like my mom said, Stefan, why did you open your mouth again? Because this happened to me before. I'm not a stupid man. I dropped out at 15 because I couldn't play ball. They fixed my grades in high school so I could play because I was all right. I played all right. Well, they promised me it'd be all right, but what happened? I couldn't play ball. I quit school. But what I'm telling you now is from what I've learned on being on the street and what I've learned from the compassion of homelessness, which is none. I mean, show me some compassion in this town. I mean, the police are saying that we're going to go to residence areas and knock on the door and ask for food and money, and that's not ever has happened, never will happen, because homeless people don't do that. Okay, we don't do that.
While their kids are trick-or-treating, asking for candy.
Yeah. Or while their kids are huffing paint and painting the bridges down here in the creeks, and leaving their paint cans in the fucking creek that I pick up and told the sheriff about, and he had nothing to say or do about it. Yeah. You know, when the homeless get blamed for needles in the parks, okay, let's be realistic about this. You've got 58,000 plus, maybe 200 homeless, maybe more. But if you do the numbers, you're going to tell me that the homeless provided all the needles, that have no money, that somebody sat in the city council, stood up there, and blamed us for that.
Blamed it all on you.
On the homeless.
And they believe it.
And so everybody figures, and that we're terrible people and we're going to harm the children of Gilroy. We're all from Gilroy. Granted, there's people from San Jose
Cause they ship them.
that will do the things that are happening during the wintertime. It's not the homeless from Gilroy. We don't shit where we eat. Gilroy, the Christmas Hill Park. It wasn't us that burned down the bathrooms. It was kids, young adults, lighting fireworks at 4 in the morning, and one of them landed on the bathroom, and that's a fact, and I'll stand by that. It wasn't the homeless. It's people from their homes that did it. It's your own kids that are doing these things. We just don't have jobs or nowhere to get cleaned up, and if that's a crime, we're sorry. I'll speak for all of us. We're sorry. We want to get cleaned up. We want to have a bathroom. We want a kitchen. We want all the things we had before. But to tell you the truth, you have to be a strong person to be homeless. Nobody can just be homeless. People die from homelessness all the time. You don't have to be, and you don't have to look homeless to be homeless, man. Those are just, there are no bums and hobos, all right? I had a kid, two little boys holding their mother's hands one year. I had a big black bag of recycling on my back, and I had grown my beard, so it was all gray and it was long. So my buddy too, but he was skinny, older gentleman, and he got ran over by a car. But anyway, in a parking lot at 7-Eleven and drugged. Yeah, that's compassion.
Damn.
So people have to think for themselves. Think for yourself. Don't listen to secondhand information. Go out and ask a homeless person something.
Right.
Ask a question. You want to know about homelessness? I'll tell anybody who's listening, if there is anybody listening. Ask me. I'll be happy to answer what I know, what I can answer to you, what it really is, or why, or whatever.